Hello everyone and welcome to a bit of a different video today. Today we're, as the title and thumbnail probably suggests, we're counting down the top 10 fat, thick people in games.
I mean, it's mostly girls.
Mostly girls with a few featured others. So, as you heard, there was another voice. I'm not that good at projecting my voice across the room yet. It is in fact the one, the only feisty feline, Xephas Gracepaws.
Hi everybody, it's me, your favourite feisty feline.
So go give her a subscribe or I will cut you in your sleep. So, with no further ado, let's count down some thickness. Oh.
Number 10.
Okay, so starting at number 10 is one that was suggested to me, but I think it was someone on the Discord. It's not actually a character I know before this video, and that's Eunice from Rune Factory. Now, Rune Factory is like a kind of Harvest Moon type game, I believe?
Yeah, it's made by the same people that make Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
And it's called a fantasy Harvest Moon. It's pretty cool. So it's like Harvest Moon, but it's got RPG elements, combat, that kind of thing.
So so basically Harvest Moon, but more Stardew Valley.
Yes, yeah, a little bit, kind of a mix of both, yeah.
But yeah, Eunice is pleasantly thick. Unfortunately, she doesn't stay that way, which is why she's at number 10. She disgraces us all. Well, it's her body, her choices. But yep, she's at number 10 of thickness.
Number 9.
Great Fairies from Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Yeah, Great Fairies from Breath of the Wild. Once again, another game I haven't played, and it's another suggestion. These characters are at least ones I've seen about. Obviously, the Great Fairies from Zelda, they're all across the series, aren't they?
I'm not sure.
Why the fuck did I ask you that?
I've honestly never played a
Legend
of Zelda game.
Okay, you've heard it here first. Xephas has never played a Zelda game. Abuse her on Twitter, send her death threats. She's no.
Wow.
Don't, she's lovely. So yeah, I've played a few Zeldas, mainly Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker. And also the Great Fairies have always been kind of big old thick bitches. Yeah. And I think they probably introduced like a giantess fetish in quite a few people at a young age. But no, they're thick and they're proud of it, which is why they're above Eunice. So put down in the comments if you discovered your giantess fetish. Thanks to the Great Fairies below.
Number 8.
Continuing the tradition of games I've not played and characters I've not even heard of before the suggestions came in, it's Queen Zora from another Zelda game, Link Between Worlds. Now, from what I remember, this is a character that she needs a certain thing to stay thin, and if she doesn't get that thing, she like bloats up. And that's like kind of her usual form. Which I think we could also probably prefer her in that form. Well, it's not a game you've played because you've not played a Zelda game.
I've never played a Zelda, yeah.
How dare you?
I know, I've disgraced everyone.
So after this, I'll just sit you down and you're going to play every Zelda game. And you'll have to get up until you play them all. But she kind of reminds me of like a big green fish Shrek.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. No, you've hit the nail on the head there. Yeah.
Big green fish Shrek, otherwise known as Queen Zora. She's in at number 8.
Number 7.
At number 7, we have the first character in the list that I've actually heard of before the list was made, and that's Melanie from the most recent Pokemon game, Sword and Shield. She's the Ice type gym leader. I've not actually played Sword and Shield, so I'm not sure where she appears and which version she's in. I think she's one of the gym leaders that only appear in a certain version. I want to say Shield. Feel free to correct me in the comments. Do you know which one?
I'm not sure, but we'll Google it before buying a copy.
It's another Nintendo game that you haven't played.
It is. I've played Pokemon before, obviously, but the latest one, I don't own a Switch, which is unfortunate.
Neither of us do.
Neither of us do.
What was the last Pokemon game you played?
The last Pokemon game I played was Pearl.
Like one of the worst ones.
Yeah, it was pretty trash.
Like shitty take, but that generation was probably the worst one.
No, the one with the ice cream and the bin bag was a bad one.
That was Gen 5, and that was okay, that was a pretty good gen. But Gen 4 and Gen 1 are shit.
Ice cream, bin bag.
Gen 1, fucking ball, eggs. Every generation has shitty Pokemon. Gen 4 was
Keys!
Clef, don't be knacking on Klefki. Fuck you. Klefki's got the key. Klefki's got the key to my heart, I'll have you know. But Melanie, yeah, she's got that big mom energy. Like,
yes, yeah.
She'll destroy you in a Pokemon battle, but she'll reassure you afterwards. She'll get you some soup. She'll snuggle you into her bosom. She'll do whatever you want her to do within reason.
Number 6.
Okay, another first for this list is Hannah or Sister Hannah or Hammer, who's at number 6. This is the first character in the list in a game I've played and that I know from that game. So she was the hero of strength in Fable 2. Peter Molyneux's promises were Fable. The game is Fable. So Fable, it's a game series I miss because it was one of the few RPGs where you could make a chunky character, and like you didn't get that by doing sliders. You actually had to work to change your body shape. So of course, stuff your face until you get chunky. But I remember it's also one of the first appearances of a game character where I was like, wow, that's aesthetically, I like this person. She is chunky. I can relate to that. I think she started my trend of every character I ever build in an RPG being fat, red-headed, and having a huge fuck-off hammer. But have you ever played a Fable game?
I've never played a Fable game.
Jesus fucking Christ, have you played any games? Have you heard of video games? Like, there's an electronic thing, right? You can play them, they're interactive, they're great. They've been around since like the 70s. It's fantastic, you should try it sometime. But no, Sister Hannah, Hammer, I like her story. And I like how she kind of owns being big. Like, she's not ashamed of it. Like, she's ridiculed for it, but she owns it. She's like, I don't care, I've got a big fuck off hammer. Like, whatever you can say, I'm gonna smash you with this shit. But I can thank her for every character design I've ever had, for every RPG character I've ever made. So thank you, Sister Hannah.
Number 5.
At number 5, we have our second Ice Queen of the list, which is Mei Ling Zhao from Overwatch. With her little robot, her ice gun, and her thighs as big as your head. Ooh, she's someone I always wanted to main in Overwatch. I wish I was as good with her, but I can't aim for shit, which is why I play Moira instead.
Yeah, I think in terms of the game, she's a very strong character.
She is, yeah.
Because obviously you can freeze people and that just completely demobilises them, completely shuts them down. But it's a very difficult one to play because it does take a while to properly slow them down.
Yeah, exactly. And also she's got a bit of a tragic backstory. Like, her short, I almost cried. I'm not gonna lie, I almost cried watching her short. Because like, all her friends are dead. And I like how the short made her canonically thick. Because like, before then, it was like, oh no, May's skinny under there. She's just wearing thick clothing. And then you had her in her pajamas. It's like, no, the bitch, she thick. She thick. So it is nice to actually have her like confirmed canonically thick. Like, probably not as thick as I would have preferred it to be, but that's because
I'm sure there's art you can find of that though.
There is definitely art. But literally, googling like reference images for recording this video, Raynor's picture of May came up. Like, anyone who's been in the FAT community for any amount of time will be familiar with Raynor's work, and he has done an amazing picture of May. He's done quite a few of the Overwatch heroes. He's done a very good one of May, and that's top of the list. Unless
we forget, one of the related searches was May pregnant. So,
but I still play Overwatch, and May is definitely still one of my favourite characters. To this day, I'm still trying to master her.
Number 4.
At number 4, we have Sigrun Engel from Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. This is a game I haven't played, but I've watched a full playthrough of it because I'm that kind of person that if I can't be bothered to get a game and play through it, I'll just watch someone else play it. And definitely one of the standout characters was Sigrun. She's like the daughter of like the main bad guy, who's a colossal bitch, the new colossal bitch. And she kind of starts off as like quite subservient. She's not sure of herself, but then she just snaps and she just becomes like this badass who just doesn't take shit from anyone, and she fucking gets some. She gets some.
She gets some.
She gets some.
Wow,
it's great. Like, It's one of the few times you see in any media of a fat woman getting some.
How does she? What we describe?
You don't get to see it. You get to see the aftermath of it.
Oh, so you don't get to see like it happening.
No, you don't. It's like.
What's the point?
It's a graphic game, but it's not that graphic. I'm sure there's like on Pornhub or something. Someone's done like an animated like rerun of it. Like. But no, she's a very liberating character. She's definitely kind of what I'd put in the category of like Sister Hannah, in that they're kind of fat characters who become sure of themselves, who own their bodies, which I find really liberating, and it's something you don't see often. And also, she's pretty cute. She's pretty cute. I also probably butchered her name, so sorry, anyone German watching. I did study it for like 5 years, but I forgot it all. Okay, now it's time for some honourable mentions, ones that were suggested but didn't quite make the list. First up, we have Bowletta from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. What you could say is the original Bowsette. Not quite Bowsette quality, but...
Not as hot as Bowsette.
No, she's got the thickness, but she looks like she will bite your dick off and throw it at you. Our next honourable mention is Queen Bean, also from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Round is the first one I think of.
Definitely, she's like the inflation fetishist dream.
She
looks very inflation.
She looks very
aesthetic.
inflation, yeah. But she's got like a bit of squish to her, like.
Yeah.
She's good. Like she looks a bit like a tomato. She looks like if you crossed a tomato with Selma and or Patty from The Simpsons, and you get Queen Bean. We stand the Queen of Beans. Next up, we have another Mario character, which is from Paper Mario, and that's Madame Fleury, who is a purple ghost with big dick-sucking lips.
I mean, we can't leave off her other assets. She was at the front of the queue when Nintendo were handing out breasts.
Next one to rock up on the honourable mentions is Therazane. World of Warcraft. I bought World of Warcraft for like 5 minutes. I played like a pandarin. I got to like level 5 and gave up.
Same.
I appreciate the rocky purple aesthetic. I think she should maybe see a dentist. But I appreciate what she's got going on. The big round rocky energy that's got going on. Like, she can smell what the rock is cooking, and she's probably eating a lot of it.
If you smell what the rock is cooking.
Now, one I kind of wish made the whole list, but gets an honourable mention, is Snorlax.
Snorlax is the OG thick character.
OG thick character, the original roundness, fatness of Pokemon.
Exactly.
The one I always try and fit on my team, no matter what game it's in. If there's a Snorlax, I'm getting that bitch. And I'm probably naming it after myself, because...
I mean, imagine being like so fat that your fat ass blocks a road. It wasn't even a road; it was a crossroads.
It was a crossroad.
So you're blocking 4 directions.
It was 3. It was like.
Was it 3?
It was 3. There's one to Electric City Place, and then it was up to Lavender Town, and then down to the Safari Park.
Right.
With the ocean inside. But I'm gonna be honest, a poker flea wouldn't wake me up.
No.
It would just annoy me. Like, I was like, fuck off, get out of here. What are you doing for? Get the fuck. Like,
do.
I'm eating, motherfucker. You dead. Now, number 9, large of our honourable mentions is Big Smoke. You only had to follow the damn train, Xephas. You only had to follow the damn train.
Now, Big Smoke, he's a thick character.
He's
unashamedly thick.
Oh, lordy thick.
He goes to that drive-through and he gets 2 number 9s. And one with cheese, one without cheese. He likes to mix and match his food.
We stand a legend of takeaway.
We do stand a legend of takeaway. And I think San Andreas as a whole, in terms of the game, had a lot of kind of thick mechanics.
It did,
in that you could eat and you could become fat CJ.
I remember the first time I played I got to San Andreas a bit late. I think I borrowed it from my sister's boyfriend or whatever. And I got it. I didn't sleep that entire night. Like, I just got so into it, and the first thing I did was like, let's make CJ fat. let's eat as much as we can pay for. When we run out of money, go murder some hookers, and then come back, buy more burgers. Sorted.
Yeah, I mean, no GTA since then has had a fat mechanic.
No, maybe they bring it back for number 6. I hope they do.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be pretty cool. But I doubt they would. There's a reason they obviously removed it. I think it didn't particularly work. It made it a bit more RPG than they kind of hoped for, I think.
Well, I like that, but that's just me. Now, the last of our honourable mentions is one I was tempted to put on the list. And not just on the list, at the top of the list.
At the top of the list.
Now, I don't think any one of you watching will blame me for having this in the list. And that is Fiona and Shrek from Shrek Swamp Kart Speedway. A gem of a game.
A gem of a game.
If there was ever an award for video game of existence, this would get up for it.
I've just bought the game for Game Boy Advance.
She has.
So if any of you would like to see a playthrough on Gwen's channel,
not on my channel. Have it on your own fucking channel. It's your game. But Shrek is our Ogre Lord, and he's the Ogre Lord of thickness. He'd be taking out the whole swamp with that ass, and Fiona following suit. And that's our honourable mentions. Now onto the top 3.
Number 3.
Coming in at the bronze position on the podium, we have the one, the only, Fat Princess. Now this is another character which I've actually played. I had the original Fat Princess on PS3, and I also had the Sony Super Smash Bros. PlayStation Battlestar Royale, whatever it's called. It was a fun game. It was But Fat Princess is, I think it's one of the first games which is kind of overtly got feudism undertones to it. Like literally the objective of the game is to keep your princess fat enough that she can't be kidnapped. Like the fatter she is, the harder she is to be taken back into the enemy castle. Like it's interesting gameplay mechanics. Like it's like tower defense-ish, but you just got to keep making soldiers bring back food for the princess, while also guarding the princess and trying to steal the enemy team's princess, who they're also trying to get fat.
That sounds quite interesting. Sounds very sort of inherently feudalism, especially for a Sony, a game that Sony have put their sort of seal, their stamp on and said, yes, this is fine to release. Because I know that they're similar to Nintendo in the way that they kind of oversee what games they're releasing on their platform.
Yeah, and this was definitely one they were planning on kind of making Fat Princess like one of their kind of token characters. Like you've got your Crash Bandicoot, your Sackboy from Little Big Planet, like Sly Cooper, those kind of things. I think, which is why they put her in Battlestar Royale, whatever the fuck it was called. the Sony fighting game, that one. they put her in that, but they were definitely kind of making a Sony icon of her. But sadly, she didn't get another. She got another game afterwards, but it was a spin-off. And it wasn't as good. So I'm hoping for like a true Fat Princess 2.
Or maybe since we've got PS5 now announced, who knows, we might get a remaster.
Ooh, high definition feudism with ray tracing to really drag down the frame rate. But I would totally be down for a PS5 Fat Princess.
Definitely, yeah.
That'd be fucking amazing. On to number 2.
Number 2.
Okay, we're taking a big fat number 2 with Penny from Fortnite Save the World. She's not in Battle Royale yet. Not yet. Oh, she better fucking boo. I'm going to stab Epic. So, for those who aren't familiar, before the world-ending Battle Royale mode came out, there was the Save the World mode, which was like a base defense, fight zombies, and one of the titular characters, I'm using titular in the sense that she has shoes bahonka zonkaroos, in that she was the kind of signature constructor character who specialised in building and securing builds. And she's also English as well, which is fun. But she was definitely the selling point for me when I first saw Fortnite, because I saw kind of Fortnite advertised on my like PS4 homepage back in like July 2017, first week the game came out. And I saw Penny. I was like, I don't care what this game is. I'm getting this game. And I jumped on it. I was like, and then I played a constructor until Battle Royale came out, and then I gave the game a rest for a while. But they've started introducing THICC characters into Fortnite Battle Royale, but they've all been men, fucking goop monsters, or a fucking bear. Like, can we just have a woman? Like, someone I can just found out DJ Bop. I play DJ Bop all the time. just give me a DJ Chub. I'll play DJ Chub. Penny is definitely one of the characters that keep me coming back to Fortnite, because like, ooh, we can have a character in a game that is thick as fuck, and it's third person, so we can just fucking stare all game. Who gives a shit about the husks when them thighs? Like, damn.
She has got pretty thick thighs.
She has. She's because they've all got like multiple skins. Like, you can unlock, well, not skins, but you can unlock different versions of them.
Yeah.
Like for Easter, there was the bunny Penny, which is basically her in the bunny costume, and fuck, like, I went like 200% lesbian all over that shit. Like, that girl be thick with like 12 C's and a K and a couple of extra exclamation marks and an interrobang.
Number 1.
Coming in at number 1 is Slenderman. No, it's not Slenderman. It's Ellie from Borderlands 2 and 3. Now, I put Ellie at the top mainly because she's my favourite. Like, I asked people in the treehouse. I think I asked on Twitter as well. I asked on Phoebe as well. I asked around. This was months ago. But I had to put my favourite up there because I'm a bitch. And Ellie is my single favourite character in video games. She's just so unashamedly herself. And she's probably one of the fattest women in gaming as well, which also helps.
Very true.
And she's very kind of against losing weight. She's kind of owns herself and her sexuality. And she just flirts. She fucking flirts with everyone. Like, no matter the gender of your Vault Hunter, she's gonna fucking flirt with you.
Wow.
Get on the wrong side of her, she will crush you.
We stand a pansexual legend.
We stand a pansexual legend. She even flirts with what's the robot one in 3? Flack, who's like a non-binary robot person. She even flirts with him.
We stand a pansexual icon.
We stand a pansexual icon. And she's also a fucking badass. Like, she'll just crush people in a car crusher. And like, she's got a mission in Borderlands 2 where you literally go around collecting statuettes of her that some bandits have made to mock her. But she's like, oh, those are badass. I'm taking them home, putting them around the fucking garage. Like, which is why she's at the top spot, because she's one of the thickest women in gaming, one of the thickest people in gaming. She says she's 300 pounds, but she's not.
She looks way more than that.
I'd put her like 500.
Yeah,
because she's quite short as well. So 500 upper 400s, I'd say. So yeah, Gearbox, maybe adjust your weights a bit. But you've played Borderlands with me, haven't you?
I have, yes.
You never got to see Ellie though, did you?
No, not with my own 2 eyes in the video game.
I think I've played you like multiple compilations of her like just doing shit.
Yeah.
Ellie is actually one of the characters I actually plan on cosplaying when I can get my ass around to cosplaying things. Just because I've actually got most of the bits for it, so maybe you'll see that one day. If not, I'll just have my orange shirt and dungarees in the cupboard for the rest of my life. But yeah, that is my / the treehouses / Xephas's, who's also part of the treehouse, so she's encompassing that as well. Top 10 fat, thick grills with a few men thrown in there. 2 of them, Big Smoke and Shrek, the best thick boys, and a male Snorlax. But let me know in the comments below if there's any I missed, what your top 10 would be, and maybe if you want us to do another top 10 list of fat things in another thing, because fatness is the whole deal. So remember to give Xephas a subscribe, like all her videos, send her panties in the mail, whatever. Just follow her on Twitter as well. Give her all the support because she's amazing. She's one of the most underrated content creators on the planet. and she deserves all the love. So the usual bullshit, like, subscribe, comment, go snog your nan. I don't care. It's free. It's a free internet. Do what you like. Until the next video. Bye.